A lot of people have asked if using a UV clarifier would be a good option to keep their cold plunge clean. Well, if you've seen my other cold plunge videos, you know that I've been using an ozone generator. Let's go ahead and compare both of them. I'll show you how they work and we'll look at the results. Who knows? Maybe a UV clarifier is even better. This is a pond clarifier that a buddy of mine was no longer using. Most models are similar to this one. You can see the UV light inside. UVC radiation is harmful to the eyes and skin, even in small doses, so I'm not looking at the light during the recording of this video. There are warnings in several languages on the unit. Water comes in this side, flows around the UV light, and then back out this side. And now let's take a look inside. Here's the UV bulb. I found a replacement at Menards for about $9. And here's the quartz sleeve that protects the bulb and allows water to flow around it. There's a safety switch that won't allow power to the bulb unless it's seated tightly into the waterproof cap like this. And the housing is basically just an open tunnel. I'll go ahead and reassemble it. An O-ring seals the quartz sleeve inside. And as I finish screwing it together, the safety switch clicks and power can again flow to the UV bulb. The hose adapters are stepped to allow for different size hoses. The smallest is a little loose, but it'll be a stretch to fit it over the middle adapter, so here's a tip to make that easier. Place the end of the tubing in a cup of hot water and let it sit a couple of minutes. Then take the tubing out. It'll be a lot softer now. You can also use a couple of small wrenches and stretch the opening a little. Then add a hose clamp and slide the hose over the adapter. Make sure it covers at least a couple of the barbs. You can use a screwdriver to tighten the hose clamp, but it's kind of a pain to keep it in place. A lot of multi-bit screwdrivers will fit directly onto the hose clamps like this. It makes it a lot easier, and you'll repeat this process for the other hose. Here's the working clarifier attached to my cold plunge hoses. As water runs through the clarifier, the UV light should help eliminate algae, bacteria, and other germs. And here's the ozone generator I've been using. There's an opening on the side to let in air, and you can see the UV light inside. Ozone comes out the opposite side through this tube. This unit comes wired to connect to a hot tub spa, so I had to add a regular plug like this. I'll take it apart and show you how it's wired. The green wire is the ground wire, and it connects to the round pin. The neutral or white wire connects to the blade on this side, and the other blade is connected to the black or hot wire. We'll go ahead and put it back together. So, how exactly does an ozone generator work? Let's take a look inside. It's pretty basic. There's a UV bulb inside and some electronics up here. When air is pulled through the unit around the UV bulb, the oxygen is broken up into ozone. There's a check valve in the ozone line that keeps water from backing up into the unit and helps create suction. As we go further down the line, we come to the venturi. It injects ozone as the water passes through. You can see the ozone bubbles on the left side. The ozone flows into the cold plunge, where it helps purify the water and get rid of all the bad stuff. Now let's compare them. Let's start with the ozone generator. This is with ozone only, and it's been 3 weeks. Yeah, I mean, you could tell the water's kind of hazy. It's getting a little funky at this point. There's a bit of a fishy smell to it, almost like an aquarium. You know, it's not real bad, but if my dog was here, he'd probably notice. We'll have to bring him in for the next test. The walls are slimy. It's not as obvious on your fingers, but like when you touch the wall, you can definitely notice. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty typical. It's time to change the water. Now we'll check the UV clarifier results. I've been using it every morning, and my wife uses it in the evenings just about every day, so it's gotten a lot of use. It actually almost looks a little bit better. I don't really have much of a smell. It's a little bit of a slime layer. Not too bad. I mean, it actually looks pretty good for 3 weeks. All right, let's give it the super sniff test with my dog. Now, he loves fish, so I think if he smelled anything kind of fishy, he would definitely report. Nothing? So let's go ahead and check out the filter. Actually, that's not too bad. I mean, 3 weeks without changing the water, I'm not really smelling much. It's pretty clean looking inside. I mean, it's a little slimy, but I would say that the UV clarifier is doing a good job. And if you want to reuse the filters, all you need to do is just soak them in some hot water with a little bit of bleach. Take a scrub brush, just give them a quick wipe down. Again, this one's in pretty good shape, so it's not really that dirty to start with, but if you let it soak for a little while, that'll definitely clean it off. And this does save a little bit of money. Alright, both units can help eliminate viruses, bacteria, mold, and algae. The ozone generator should also help take care of body oils, but I don't really notice much of a difference. There is a possibility of building up unsafe levels of ozone indoors, which could aggravate asthma, but I don't run mine that long. Also, ozone is caustic and may degrade plastic or contribute to rust. With the UV clarifier, you do need to use a GFCI outlet, however you should always cut power to the cold plunge and accessories before use anyway. I run the ozone generator 10 minutes after each use and a few more times for 5 minutes during the day. I run the UV clarifier a little longer at 15 minutes because there's no concern about running it too long. You can even keep it running continuously. The only reason I don't is because you have to run the pump at the same time. Since my hoses aren't insulated, the water warms up a little while the pump is running, so I use it sparingly. Regarding cost, a UV clarifier is less expensive than an ozone generator, and you don't have to purchase an additional Venturi injector. So all things considered, if you're just buying one of these, I recommend a UV clarifier. But I'll leave links in the video description so you can check out the prices and information of both. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your own cold plunge. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and check out my other videos, share them with your friends. And if you hang out for one more minute, I might just have a way to help you get a better night's sleep. If you like to fall asleep listening to music or to a meditation, you've probably noticed that earbuds are pretty uncomfortable to lay on. They also fall out, you get tangled up in the cords, or the wireless ones run out of batteries. You might like headbands like these instead. They have flat speakers built in, connect to Bluetooth, and have long life batteries. These are Fullexed brand. This basic model simply comes in one size and one fabric option. It's kind of like spandex and quick dry. These are the Sleep Phones brand. They're more expensive, but come in multiple sizes and different styles. They call this the Breeze fabric. It's kind of like a sports quick dry, and it also comes in fleece fabric. The Fullex brand has a control panel built into the front. At first I thought it looked a little weird, but hey, they still look pretty good. And if you're wearing it at night, no one's going to see you, so who really cares? The sleep phones can be turned so that no label shows, and it looks just like a normal sweatband. In fact, you could even wear them on your own private jet. To charge the Fullex headband, there's an opening in back. Just take out the cable and plug them in. It should stay charged for about 9 hours. For the sleep phones, it's a little more involved. You have to remove the control panel, unplug the speakers, then plug in a charger, but these should stay charged for around 24 hours. Let's talk comfort. The Fullex is a wider band, so it's a little warmer, but you can also pull it down to block the light at night. Having the control panel in the front is also convenient, although the speakers are a little larger, so you might notice them if you sleep on your side. The sleep phones have a smaller band, so they aren't as hot at night. The speakers are flatter and sewn into fabric cases, so they're more comfortable if you sleep on your side at night, and I'll show you what they look like in a minute. For both models, you have to remove the components before you wash the headbands. This process is kind of a pain and takes longer with the Fullex brand. Here are the speakers and the control panel. The wiring is a little cheaper feeling on this unit, probably because they cost less. It's a bit easier with the sleep phones. And here's a look at the speakers and the fabric cases. You can see they're pretty flat. The control panel's a little wider, but it's also pretty flat, has a longer battery life, and the wires feel more durable on this unit. I'll leave links to both products in the video description in case you want to try them out, and I'll include any applicable coupon codes to help you save some money. They can definitely help with sleep. My wife wears them every night.